What's going on, guys? What's up? What's up? Thought we'd pop in for a quick stream before I head to the office. How's everybody doing? Let's jump right into the JASMY chart. Now, guys, I got a video coming out later where I talk about this double bottom we have that seems to have formed on JASMY, which is very, very bullish. We could see a break back up to retest this trend line here in the falling wedge pattern. We could. But we'd have to get through resistance here at 2 cents 02, plus we'd have to break resistance at the 30-day SMA at 2 cents 081. But if we can do that, we can retest this. Now, that's all contingent on whether the U.S. government dumps the 69,000 Bitcoin that they look like they're going to pull the trigger on. So if we see that dump, then we're likely coming down inside this box here, right? So either way, guys, I'm going to be ready with dry powder on the side. So I don't know about you guys, but I am definitely going to be scooping up my favorite projects. All right, Attila, what's up, man? Happy Wednesday, my friend. William's in the house. What's up, buddy? Good to see you as always, man. Make sure you smash the likes and subscribe, guys. Big Kev's in the house. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Okay, let's go have a look over at the bubbles, see what's happening in the market. A little bit of a sea of red going on right now, except for XRP up 0.75%. Everything else is kind of down on the day so far. 1 cent 891 for JASMY, $934 million market cap. Volume is just atrocious. 44.55 million. That's terrible, man. That's terrible volume. We need volume. Bitcoin has fallen to 61,700. I'm telling you guys, I think we're going to sweep the lows at around 57,000, give or take. I think we're going to sweep those lows, guys, before working our way up. LCX, I'm doing a little bit of an investigation into LCX because they have taken a big dive since yesterday. And I heard there was some bad news, some sort of rug action going on there, not from LCX. I don't know. I don't want to spread FUD. But I got to do more investigating because I heard some negative stuff out of the community for LCX. So I gotta look into that, see what's going on. But yeah, I mean, there's some good DC opportunities, guys. Wagami Games, SEI, Taraxa, some good opportunities to scoop up some projects. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Ondo down 2.5%. Good pickups, guys. What's up, big dog? Nicholas, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Elizabeth, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, so yeah, some good DC opportunities, guys, across the board. KASPA's at 13 cents, guys. That is a pickup for KASPA. Okay, let's get into some of the news here that we got to burn through. So the German parliament member, Johann Koder, says with the right Bitcoin strategy, you can potentially transform a nation. Listen up.
The right Bitcoin strategy, you really have the potential to transform a nation. And yes, of course, buying Bitcoin and holding as a strategic reserve is something good. People using Bitcoin is something, it fights inflation. I mean, I can't wrap my head around it that the ECB, the central bank, says 2% inflation is okay. That's stealing money from the people every month. That's not okay. And Bitcoin is going to fix this. So this is something very important, the basic freedom rights for people, getting the sovereignty back as an individual, not depending on the government, not depending on the banks. That's something, being free as an individual, that's something dear to my heart, really, to fight for that. And if you look over our borders, I mean, we are still in a privileged position, even we have crises in our countries, but look at Africa, look at the developing countries, the financial inclusion you get from Bitcoin, the economic sovereignty you get from Bitcoin. There are so many aspects why Bitcoin is good for the world. We just need to see it, and we just need to tell people.
Amazing.
El Salvador is a perfect example of what she's talking about. The power of adding Bitcoin as a currency, or just on your balance sheets as a country, as a reserve currency. is working wonders in El Salvador. They've opened up, from what I understand, they've opened up hundreds of new schools because of it. Just fantastic, transforming their nation, absolutely. Peter Schiff on a $4 billion Bitcoin liquidation. So I've been talking about this, guys, the 69 million BTC from Silk Road that the US government has. We could see a dump in the market as a result of that. So be ready for it, guys. That's all. Have dry powder on the side. Be ready. I got a video coming out later tonight talking a little bit more about it. But yeah, just be ready, right? Be ready. Strike CEO Jack Mahler says no one controls Bitcoin. The identity of who discovered it is irrelevant. Well, and that's the thing, guys. They're trying to put, if you can't tell, they're trying to put a name to the creator of Bitcoin so that they can go after somebody, right? We need to not accept whatever it is that they try to do. That way, that's what they're trying to do, right? You can't go after the creator of Bitcoin if you don't know who it is. But if they can just label someone the creator of it, then they can go after them, right? So that's what's happening here, right? Diddy did it. All right, let's check it out. What else do we got? Visit our good friend Neo-Sun. So Neo says, it's probably not surprising that Toyota is often associated with JASMY, especially since the team has mentioned this connection several times in the past. In fact, in 2017, Toyota, through its research institution, developed a blockchain-based project to aggregate data generated by connected cars. This project aimed to improve mobility and secure the sharing of driving data, thereby facilitating the development of autonomous driving and new services. It also included the management of buying, selling, and renting vehicles, as well as payments for rides. Additionally, the research aimed to focus this technology to establish insurance premiums based on driving behavior. Not a surprise that JASMY and Toyota partner up on a regular basis. Dumptober. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, we are 9 days into the month, man. I would definitely take a chill pill on that. Look at history. That's all I'm going to say. Look at history. Every October in an election year that ended up massively green started off red. I think your impatience is getting the best of you, my friend. So Bitwise reveals 3 conditions for Bitcoin to reach 80,000. While the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market have been experiencing ups and downs since the all-time high in March, major increases are expected in October and beyond, which are historically known as the bullish months. While many price predictions have been made for BTC at this point, one prediction came from Bitwise CIO Matt Hogan. Speaking to the block, Matt Hogan said that Bitcoin has a potential to rise above $80,000 in the fourth quarter, and that 3 conditions need to be met for this to happen. Bitwise CIO said he sees U.S. election results, macroeconomic factors, and stability in crypto sector as key factors for Bitcoin to surpass 80,000 in the last quarter. Number 1 is the election results. He said the U.S. election was a big deal for the cryptocurrency, and most people thought, most people thought it was a binary outcome. For most voters, Trump equals good, Harris equals bad. But Hogan said Bitcoin doesn't need politicians to thrive. It just needs them to get out of the way. I would agree with that. Economic events. Regarding the economy, Bitwise CIO stated that 2 interest rate cuts totaling 50 basis points by the end of the year and additional fiscal stimulus from China and other necessary conditions for Bitcoin's rise. And 3, no big surprises. According to Bitwise CEO, the final requirement for Bitcoin to trade above 80,000 this year is a period without major surprises in the crypto sector. According to Hogan, if there's no major attacks, no new large-scale cases, no sudden unlocking of previous locked coins, then the rise will come. He lastly stated that Bitcoin could even reach $100,000, but broader crypto enthusiasm is needed for $100,000. So I would agree with all of those conditions. James, what's up, buddy? Just sitting on my hands today, staying positive and enjoying life. That's how it's got to be done, brother. That's just like your picture there, Batman, just taking a coffee break, right? What's your price prediction for BTC by the end of the year? I would say 80,000 is 80 to 90,000 is where I'm thinking right now. And what else do we got? Check this out. Top expert predicts Bitcoin rally to 135K. Here's the potential timeline. In a recent analysis, a top expert predicts a potential BTC rally to 135K, sparking market optimism. This prediction comes amid a flurry of recent bullish forecasts for Bitcoin's price, which have further fueled discussions in the market. However, it's worth noting that the expert also issued a warning, which has caught the eye of investors, especially as the flagship crypto fell below 62K mark today. In a recent X post, veteran crypto trader and expert Peter Brandt shared a bullish outlook suggesting a potential BTC rally in his post. Brandt highlighted key observations from Bitcoin's macro picture, noting that the significant gains typically occurred in the latter half of the halving cycles. He believes the current period started from March of 2024 is merely a brief pause in the ongoing upward trend. Meanwhile, Brandt predicts the Bitcoin price will hit $135,000 by August or September of 2025. This bold forecast has sparked discussions in the crypto market over the potential rally in the crypto's price. However, he cautioned that a close below 48,000 would invalidate his chart analysis. This warning suggests that a $48,000 level serves as a critical support threshold for Bitcoin's continued growth. Meanwhile, Brandt forecast aligns with the broader optimism among crypto enthusiasts, underscoring the potential for substantial gains in the near future. For instance, another popular crypto market analyst, Rob Locus, predicts a BTC rally to 150K in this bull cycle, echoing Brandt's bullish forecast. During writing, BTC fell over 1.2% and exchanged hands at $61,934. While the trading volume fell 16% to 26.14 billion, notably, the crypto has touched a high of 63.174 and a low of 61,724. Besides, CoinGlass data showed that Bitcoin's futures open interest rose slightly today despite the price decline, indicating the market's regaining confidence towards the flagship crypto. In addition, in a recent report, Bitwise CIO Matt Hogan predicts a BTC rally to $80,000 in the fourth quarter, citing several reasons. For instance, he said the upcoming election, the Fed rate cuts would support a rally in the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, this also comes in line with the market expectations over a potential rally in the fourth quarter. Historically, Bitcoin and other top cryptos tend to provide a positive performance in the final quarter of the year, as well as in October. Besides, a recent Bitcoin price analysis hints that crossing a brief support level would trigger a rally to 70K for crypto in the coming days. So, guys, my target by the end of the cycle for Bitcoin, about 150 to 200K is realistic for me, somewhere right around there, and then we're going to see alts really take off. Rhino, what's up, buddy? We got this, no doubt. Don't be discouraged. We will see a 10x at minimum. Oh, 100%. 10x is like no problem. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing on a string. That's going to happen, man. That's my view on it. But yeah, all right. What else do we got? Let's see. This is just funny. This is just ironic. When asked if he would go back in time and buy Bitcoin, Peter Schiff said, "Of course, I'm not an idiot." Check this out.
If you had a time machine, you could go back in time and buy Bitcoin 10 years ago. Would you do it?
Of course. I mean, I'm not an idiot. Well, But of course, look, yes, do I regret? I mean, I remember when I was sitting at my desk and a guy working with me on my campaign, they were showing me Bitcoin. And the guy was like, look, just buy some. What the hell? And I looked at it, and I don't remember if it was under $1 or over $1 because I can't remember. But I remember it was like 2010. And I remember I thought about it. Yeah, I can throw 10 grand in it, 50 grand. I don't know. I thought about it. And I didn't do it. I was like, this is ridiculous. But what am I went away from it. But I thought about it. I thought about all the odds, and I didn't see this kind of bubble potential. I mean, I thought, yeah, maybe it could go up, but I just didn't want to deal with it. Now, obviously, do I wish I had made a decision to have thrown 10 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand into it? Sure, yeah. I mean, it'd be worth hundreds of millions, assuming I didn't sell. I don't know what I would have done if I had bought it. But yeah, clearly, I wish I'd have bought it, but I would, even if I had bought it, even if I would have bought it, I wouldn't have told other people to buy it. I would have had to kept quiet about it because I never believed in it. I would have bought it because I believed other people would be foolish enough or greedy enough to buy it. So I would have had to kept it quiet. I couldn't have encouraged other people to buy. So I would have, so I think publicly, I wouldn't have had a different, I would have been singing the same song. I just would have made a lot of money if I would have bought it.
So you don't think there's a...
See what I always say, guys? Don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do. He just said the quiet part out loud. I would have bought it. I wouldn't have told you I bought it, and I would have made a lot of money, but I would have bought it. I just wouldn't have said anything.
Remote chance you might have been more enthusiastic about it had you have bought it, been involved in the community, made some money, attended some of these conferences, saw what's going on with the technology. Could it have been a different...
Oh, got to pause that because they put music on. But yeah, of course, I like the question that he was posing to him here. He says, do you think you'd think about it differently if you had bought it and made a lot of money, like you say? Would you still be saying the same stuff? I guarantee you his answer would be, yeah, I'll still be negative about it. No, you freaking wouldn't. Shut up, liar. If you made hundreds of millions of dollars on it, check this out, guys. Brad Garlinghouse posted this. It's happening again. Is talking about Canary's XRP ETF. So we have 2 XRP spot ETF applications in right now. Very, very bullish, guys. Very bullish. And finally, we have a little bit of an update here on B of A's Jill Carney Hall says small caps have underperformed since the Fed cut. So she's talking about how they might be a safe hedge. Check it out.
All right, let's get back to the markets. Just under an hour to go until the opening bell on Wall Street. Our next guest likes mid caps in the near term. Joining us right now is Jill Carey Hall. She's the head of U.S. small and mid cap strategy and senior U.S. equity strategist for Bank of America Global Research. Why mid caps?
So I think, when you think about Fed cutting, obviously this is supposed to be a positive for small caps. They've actually underperformed since the 50 basis point cut. And I think the reason is a lot of investors are now looking at the fundamentals for smaller companies, and they've still been stuck in an earnings recession. We haven't seen that recovery to positive growth the way that we've seen for larger stocks. So I think mid caps could be a better hedge for the near term. They've seen better earnings and guidance trends, and they've historically still done well and oftentimes better than small caps following the initial Fed rate cuts historically. So I think for those that want to tilt down the cap spectrum, that's a better area than small caps right now.
We had somebody tell us yesterday that small businesses still have to pay about 10% interest on average to get a loan, even though the Fed has cut rates at this point. Is that part of the thesis that for small business, it still takes a while, even after the Fed starts cutting rates, for that to trickle down?
Well, I think, certainly for some small businesses and others maybe more tied immediately to the Fed funds rate. I think overall,
Of course, it's going to take time for rate cuts to take effect. It's probably going to take a couple of months for rate cuts to take effect. Usually takes a couple of months for rate hikes to take effect, as we saw over the last couple of years. So, of course, rate cuts are going to cause the same delayed reaction.
one rate cut is not going to solve the refinancing risk that small caps face. You still have about half of their debt that's short-term or floating rate. So, the more rate cuts we get, the more that helps to mitigate the refinancing risk that a lot of these companies face. But, there's also some sector specifics. There are sectors like real estate and tech within small caps that even if we get a handful of rate cuts, they still do face a lot of refinancing risk.
Are there sectors you like within the mid caps too?
I think overall, I mean, within both small and mid caps, I think this is an environment where, you want to focus on themes or styles, even more so than sectors, because, within small caps, even though we've still been tactically cautious, just given the fundamental backdrop, obviously, if we're in a soft landing, which is our base case, and if we're in an environment where the data holds up, the Fed's cutting rates, if we start to see revision trends and corporate commentary turn around, then maybe later this year, once we get past the election, could be a better environment for small caps. Usually volatility, which small caps are negatively correlated with, stays high ahead of that. So I think for now, just focusing on stocks that have positive rather than negative revisions, those have been rewarded, higher quality stocks, and even stocks that have dividend yields, because as the Fed's cutting rates, that should drive money out of shorter duration assets and into equity income.
Are there issues that you see with, I guess, the economy coming on? We've had a lot of discussions this morning about whether the economy is starting to turn down, whether it's more complicated. What does it look like from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, I think overall, we've certainly been in a weak macro environment recently, which is, one of the reasons why overall corporate earnings, may see a bit of a dip this quarter. We think we'll see a reacceleration after this quarter. And I think when you look at the balance of data, we're still expecting the U.S. to stay out of recession. Obviously, the recent data in terms of GDP revisions and jobs data recently has been encouraging. So, we'll see if that continues. We track a regime indicator on our team, and that, after being in a more positive phase for much of the year, had turned down into more of a downturn phase for the last 2 months, which tends to be a phase where you don't want to own small caps and risky stocks. You want to tilt up the cap spectrum and stick with quality. But it's also been volatile in terms of some of the underlying components.
What a coincidence, because small and mid caps are exactly what we've been focusing on over on the Patreon. Ain't that something? What a coincidence. What a coincidence. It's almost like we know what we're doing, right? It's almost like we know what we're doing. Crazy. All right. Back over to the JASMY chart here real quick. So yeah, we're struggling with this support right now, guys. I think we're probably going to come inside this box. I think it's just a matter of when, not if. So we're going to stay on top of it though, guys. But that is about it. That's the news for today. I got to get to the office. I will be live streaming from the office later today, guys. So I will see you guys then. And as always, like and subscribe. Get over to the Patreon, guys. We're booking one-on-one coaching sessions over there. You got to check out our group coaching sessions. They're so much fun. Check them out, guys. The link is down below, and it's in the chat, and it's in the pinned comments. Crypto giveaways, technical analysis training, all kinds of stuff, guys. Portfolio help. You need help understanding DEXs or cold wallets or hot wallets or anything, get over to the Patreon. Again, the link's down below. I'll see you guys later tonight.